everybody, and welcome to JGod Gaming. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you the best class setup for the new DLC weapon, the Nabu Type 2 SMG. So I had a reasonable amount of playtime with this weapon, and it gave me the opportunity to kind of find out what is the best class setup in my opinion. Every time World War II introduces a new DLC weapon, it gives me another opportunity to try out another weapon, find out kind of what the best class setup is, and start from ground zero. So right when you get the weapon, it has no attachments, but based off of the initial feel of the weapon, I already knew exactly the attachments I wanted to try and slowly push towards that as I leveled it up. It needed extended mags, advanced rifling, and rapid fire, and you're going to see how that shows off in this gameplay because the weapon does pretty well overall. So I'm going to kind of show you some nice little TDM gameplay with the new weapon, and let me know in the comment section if you had a chance to use it yet and what other DLC weapon you'd want me to do a best class setup for. And if you're new to the channel, I typically do these in-game breakdowns showing you kind of my thought process as I play, give you a best class setup, give you different tips and tricks on how to improve, as well as updates about Call of Duty. So if you enjoy the video in any way at any time, remember to hit that like button, go and subscribe if you're new, make sure you got those notifications on. So as I go in the gameplay, you're going to kind of see I'm holding down a little bit of the mid, and for this map I decided to play a little bit around with my class setup, just a little bit on the division side. I'm using resistance, which I don't typically use, just because I wanted extra map awareness. You can see I'm only running a recon and a counter recon, and then I also have forage on because I didn't want ammo to be an issue for these gameplay videos. Typically I would run armored, and then I'd probably run blitzkrieg with lethal streaks, but for this I wanted to show off the weapon, so that's kind of why I went that route. So you can see with the weapon, I'm trying to push around this side without flipping the spawn. I'm getting a little bit deeper into their spawn, waiting for people to come out. You can see the guy right there. I'm right in the position he runs at towards me, and then I get the little ping, no one's right nearby, and then I go ahead and continue to move around. I'm pretty sure the guy's in the window based off what the minimap is telling me, and that's based off where my teammate is positioned. So I was thinking the guy's going to jump back in the window he's shooting. I go ahead and reposition right. I do have a teammate with me, a couple behind me, so I'm just kind of watching and looking and seeing where exactly people are. So I come around here. It looks like they're inside that middle room based off where this thing is going off. So I kind of look. I'm able to take this guy out from the side, reposition. I get killed by a shotgun. So that's one death so far by a shotgun. None are gun to gun. So you're going to see that play out throughout the match. The match goes pretty good. Probably would have been a V2 rocket without the shotgunner, but you'll go ahead and see that gameplay for yourself. So come around, I'm watching, I get a little bit of indicator with my indicator going off. I go ahead and turn around, take the guy out, and you can see this weapon actually melts pretty good as long as you can hit your shots. Sometimes while I was using this weapon, the recoil did feel a little bit off, but for the most part it's pretty straight, consistent up and down vertical recoil, so it's pretty easy to manage. So right here, taking advantage of that indicator big time in this map. Just kind of moving around. I got my recons, counter recons in the air constantly. I call in the counter recon right away because they're not calling it in. Plus, I want those extra XP for every kill that I get and then my teammates get as well. So I'm pushing through spawn, but playing it smart where they're at. They push through. They're right into that mid building. So now I'm just kind of rotating around, seeing where they're at. There is one on this left side, but there are a couple towards mid. So I kind of want to position to go ahead and take those guys out. I'm able to turn on this guy, and then I die by a shotgun again. And it was by a fire shotgun at that. So having armored in that scenario might actually help me out. But I think I've got an extra couple kills, been able to play a little bit faster because I have this indicator on. So I guess it's a trade-off really at the end of the day, what you want to use. But for this map, it worked out pretty well so far. I've only died twice by a shotgun, and then just kind of maneuvering around the map, shooting people pretty good, clear shots, and then just melting them at a pretty steady pace. So I'm going around. I can see where my teammates are. Pretty much everyone's behind me. It looks like I got a good route on this side to either flank or shoot people coming off a spawn. So that guy runs right out, I take him out, and then there is another one coming out. There's a couple, so I go ahead and reposition, go ahead and take a couple out here, and then reposition because my teammates are starting to flip the spawn. I see that guy coming up mid, shooting at my teammate, so I reposition, turn around. I got to be wary of the shotgunners. That's why I'm backing up so much, because I'm worried that a shotgunner will pop out and just hit me. If I had to compare this weapon to another SMG in the game, I would say it's in between a PPSH, MP40, in that range. It's that style of gun. It's not as good as those ones. It's very close, but it's not as good as those. It's probably like the third or fourth best SMG in the game. for all-around wellness. There are other guns that are good in the SMG class, but this one's probably third, I would say, as far as SMGs go. So it's a pretty good SMG that they added to the game. It's not lame by any means, and you can see right there I'm backing up. I saved myself from that shotgun blast. I got out of the one-shot kill potential, and then I'm still re-engaging. So a lot of it, you got to change your play style based off who you're playing against. Since I know I'm going against shotgunners, I'm trying to increase that gap so I at least get a chance to finish them up, because usually when it's point blank I usually get 1, 2, or 3 shots into them and then I get insta melted. So the problem with that is I got to rechange my play style a little bit and maneuver around the map at a reasonable pace. You can see the distance on this weapon. It's pretty good as well. I have 15 kill streak, kind of running around the map, kind of trying to pick up the kills because there's only about 18 kills left, and at this point it looks like the spawns are flipped, so now they're spawning on the opposite side, and they flipped a few times, so that's why I'm coming back this way to cycle around. It looks like they're all pushing mid and right side based off just looking at the mini map. And even though World War II has one of the worst mini maps that we've ever seen in Call of Duty as far as size and scale, it still gives you a ton of information. Like you can see right here, I know exactly where they're at. Having that lookout on this resistance division actually helps a lot. You can actually see how big the mini map is. It covers the entire mid, allows me to kind of turn, flank, and pull off some good maneuvers. Since my normal mode of choice is gridiron, I usually use armored for the FMJ and then the nade protection. But overall, it seems like if as long as you avoid nades and you're not in a nade heavy lobby, you know what those are, those people throwing C4s, double nades with saboteur, bouncing betties left and right. If you're not in one of those lobbies, you don't really have to worry about the nade spam with armored, so you could always switch out, run this, or even expeditionary if you want to have that ammo recovery, and then maybe run hunker to actually have you protected from the nade spam. So I just hit my 20 streak, but there's only 2 kills left, so not enough time left to actually get this job done. I'm trying to play aggressive so I can pick up some kills, but that's one of the problems with TDM. People do play slow. I got killed by another shotgunner. People play slow, but the score limit is so low. They need to raise it to 100. This was a 6-minute match on a relatively small map, but it's primarily because people camp that the matches go so long and slow. One of the funniest actual things is the guy in the lobby was saying that I was taking all the kills, so that was pretty funny. If you did enjoy the video at all, remember to hit that like button. Go ahead and subscribe if you're new. Make sure you got those notifications on so you can stay tuned for the next one. Thank you for watching, and as always, have a great day.
Thank God, the 16 took a lot of kills.